Los Angeles Chargers running back Austin Ekeler recently participated in Abbott Nutrition's Winning from Within soccer clinic with Real Madrid. I'm Robert Lundberg, joined by Austin Ekeler right now. And Austin, having worked with the Real Madrid coaching staff and considering the way the running back market is right now, have you considered that career change over to soccer?
I think that would be very detrimental to my career just in general because, I've been playing football for about 20 years. Running back market, we're going through some stuff right now, but it's not any reason to jump ship. Like, everyone needs to calm down and, settle their senses, and then we just got to come up with a plan, and then we can actually move forward with that.
Is there any insight you have on the Zoom meeting and some of the stuff that's come out of that? Because that got a lot of attention recently.
Yeah, it's been an opportunity for us as union members to come together and really just talk about what's going on with our market, talk about, the situations we had gone through, and come together and put things on the table. For us, it's an opportunity to, talk about, make possible solutions. What do we want to change? What do we not like? There's these negotiations that happen every 10 years. And for us, there's things that happen between those 10 years that you document and make sure that are on the table so that when those things do come, it's like, oh, remember when this happened? Let's try to combat that. And it's not for me to decide, but that's what we have those calls for.
Yeah, it seemed like Jim Irsay has sort of become the face of the opposition there, because you referenced the every 10 years, and he said you guys were trying to negotiate, after the fact. Do you have anything to say to Jim Irsay?
I have nothing to say to Jim Irsay.
Am I supposed to take that as you saying something without it saying something?
I have nothing to say to Jim Irsay. That's what that is.
All right. As far as you individually go, I'm interested in that because, when you speak as running backs as a whole, you could argue that the position needs to evolve and adapt, but I feel like you've already done that, right? You catch a lot of passes. So do you feel you're punished individually by being labeled under that position?
I wouldn't say our position needs to adapt. I would say individuals need to make an impact. And guess what? We have several running back individuals that do make an impact, and at a high level. And when you compare our high producing running back players to the general running back statistics, and say like, oh, running backs in general are going to get hurt more, are going to only have 4.5 yards per carry, are going to have XYZ. And then you look at our outliers. You look at Josh Jacobs, you look at, what Saquon Barkley's done, you look at Tony Pollard, and then when you generalize them to that and bring them to the general level, yeah, it's going to make any position look like they're not as productive. But when you have guys at the highest level that are going beyond the general, the average, then that's where we have our frustrations when those people are not getting an opportunity to go get their market value, even though they are making a significant impact on their team. And so that's why we are upset as running backs, is because we would like to see guys that are making a significant impact have an opportunity to continue doing that in the future with a longer term deal.
Speaking of the evolution of positions, quarterback position, a lot of guys are really good runners now. As a guy who runs the ball a lot, is there a most dangerous quarterback as a runner that you look at and go, oh, wow, this guy, can really go?
It's interesting because the running quarterbacks, I feel like there's different styles. There's people like Patrick Mahomes that we play twice a year who is very mobile, but he's not getting down the field. He's just running around so he can find a crazy throw to do. But then you have a guy, like Josh Allen, who is a different type of runner when he's out in space. He's looking to run you over or jump over you. He's a different type of runner, but also can run around the backfield. Then you have like Jalen Hurts, who is both, right? Dynamic, can scramble around. Then you have someone like Herbert, who can get out of the pocket, right? He's not looking to run over you like Josh Allen, but he's looking to keep the play alive. So it's become more apparent that having a mobile quarterback is the way of the game. I think it is a new era, kind of, so to speak. Not saying pocket passers can't still get it done. They can. It just depends on, how good they are at it. Just like talking about the running backs. How good are you with your current skill set and how impactful can you be around that? And so we're seeing a lot of mobile quarterbacks, and I think it's fun for the game.
You mentioned Justin Herbert. Obviously, he just signed the big deal. He's been in the league a few years now, gone through the cycle of, wow, this guy's great. He's put up these statistics. Do you now think, given you had the playoff game and the way that went down, there is pressure on Justin Herbert going into this season?
100%. There's pressure on every one of us. There's pressure on you you got to do your job. Justin's got to do his job. I got to do my job. There's pressure on all of us. And if you think there's no pressure, then, I mean, what are you even doing a job worth doing? I feel like you need to have some type of pressure, at least from yourself. But yeah, for us, for him, he just got paid all this money. So the organization is going to want to see him play well. He's going to want to see himself play well. I want to see him play well. He's got a ton of pressure. And that's the position we're in professional sports. And we love it because we're competitors. We want to compete and we want to show you that we can handle that pressure and we can play at that level. And we can do that consistently. And when you can do that consistently, you get rewarded for it. And so Justin, obviously, boom, just got his contract, right? Highest paid right now. And when you have a quarterback, it gives you a chance to make a run at the Super Bowl. And so that's what we're all trying to continue to go every single season and go achieve that. So I'm excited for our team this year. It's going to be good.
How's he going to respond to that pressure?
We will see. Time will tell. Time will tell. Hopefully it's a lot of him being himself. The pressure is this thing that kind of hovers around that you can either, dive into and let it affect you. You can use it in a positive. It can be a negative depending on where it's coming from. Media sources, how they like to change the narrative or use their own narrative. But for him, man, he stays so level-headed. He doesn't get into the media. He's just locked in on football. And so I think it's just going to be nothing but fuel for his fire.
What about your head coach, Brandon Staley? Do you think he's oftentimes unfairly criticized?
Everyone's criticized, man. There's so much pressure put on us as performers in the sports world to continue to play at a high level and to coach at a high level. And like I said, that pressure's on him too. It's on all of us. And he has a lot of expectations because, our staff thinks very highly of our roster right now, which I do too. And I think there's a reason to. And so he's definitely in a position where, Coach, you got to make something happen with this team. You got all the pieces, get it done. And so is he unfairly criticized? Probably. I don't read every headline, but probably is. There's probably some truth in that. There's probably some things that are false and maybe over the top, just like everything. But yeah, to say there's pressure, I would say yes. And the criticism's going to come with that.
All right. So as you get ready for the season and responding to that pressure, how does Ensure Max Protein get you prepped?
Yeah. So running it back to, the summer clinic that I was at with Real Madrid and Abbott, they put on a soccer clinic. So I was able to test out some of my other athletic abilities using my feet, which I'm usually not used to. But it was a good time. Got to spend a lot of time with some cool people out there, a lot of influential people, some athletes, some coaches from Real Madrid. And participated in different drills and nutritional activities. One of those, being with Ensure Max Protein, making sure that we're fueled up with the 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, 25 essential vitamins, everything we need. We were making smoothies. We were having a good time playing some soccer. But yeah, if you want to check out the content from that, it's on my Instagram. You can come check out the highlights. Mark Ingram, one of my guys, was out there too. My girlfriend Melanie Wilkin participated, so it was a pretty cool lineup, and we had a great time.
Austin Ekeler, always a pleasure to talk, man. Thank you.
Yep, thanks.